hours. It didn't change society because society didn't need to wake up on demand. For centuries, the world still moved at the speed of nature.
That is, until humanity stopped growing crops and started building machines. Fast forward to the late 18th century, the Industrial Revolution slams into humanity like a runaway freight train. Suddenly, the quiet, agrarian lifestyle is dead. You are no longer a farmer dictating your own schedule, you are a factory worker. And the factory? The factory doesn't care about the sun. The factory runs on coal, steam, and the relentless synchronization of human labor. This was the exact moment in history when time stopped being something that just passed and became something that was heavily kept. Time literally became a measurable, extractable resource. Benjamin Franklin famously coined the phrase, "Time is money," and the factory owners took it to heart. They realized that if 100 workers showed up 10 minutes late, that was 1,000 minutes of lost profit. They needed absolute, unquestioning punctuality. They introduced grueling shift work, and they ruthlessly enforced a new artificial concept called time discipline. But the factory bosses faced a massive logistical nightmare. How do you get thousands of exhausted, malnourished people to wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the pitch black of a brutal British winter, long before cheap mechanical clocks were available to the working class? If you can't build a machine to do it, you hire a human. Enter the knocker-upper. In the 19th century, across the industrial towns of Britain and Ireland, this was a legitimate, highly respected, and essential profession. For a few pence a week, a knocker-upper would walk the dark, freezing streets of London or Manchester in the dead of night. They carried long, heavy bamboo poles to reach second- or third-story windows. They wouldn't smash the glass, of course. They would gently but persistently tap on the bedroom window of their client until they saw a sleepy face appear behind the glass, confirming the worker was officially awake and ready for the mills. Some knocker-uppers were incredibly innovative. Take Mary Smith, a famous knocker-upper in East London. Instead of lugging around a heavy pole, she used a hollow tube like a blowgun, shooting dried peas at the windows of sleeping workers. It was loud enough to wake the paying client, but quiet enough to not disturb the neighbors who hadn't paid for the service. But this bizarre ecosystem begs a fascinating question. Who woke up the knocker-upper? The answer is simple and perfectly illustrates the desperation of the era. They didn't sleep. Most knocker-uppers were night owls, the elderly, or insomniacs who slept during the day so they could control the morning for everyone else. This human alarm system worked for decades. But capitalism is obsessed with efficiency, and paying a human to wake another human was eventually deemed too slow and too expensive. In 1787, an American clockmaker named Levi Hutchins invented a personal mechanical alarm clock. But there was a massive catch. It was built solely for him and only rang at exactly 4 a.m., the precise time he needed to wake up for his job. It wasn't until 1847 that a French inventor named Antoine Redier patented the first adjustable mechanical alarm clock. Suddenly, the technology became mass-producible. The knocker-uppers were slowly put out of business, their bamboo poles replaced by the ticking time bomb on your bedside table. Let's pause for a second and think about the sheer magnitude of this shift. What if the affordable mechanical alarm clock was never invented? Without this tiny, annoying device, the entire framework of modern capitalism would have collapsed. The 9-to-5 workday couldn't exist. Global supply chains, international stock markets, live television broadcasts, they all rely entirely on billions of people waking up at the exact same unnatural, synchronized moment. Without the alarm clock, we would have been forced to build a society that respected human biology. We would have worked when we were rested, not when a piece of metal commanded us to. Instead, we adapted our bodies to fit the machine. We permanently traded the gentle sunrise for the violent ringing of a bell.
When you look at it through the lens of history, the alarm clock is not a tool of convenience, it is an instrument of compliance. For millions of years, your ancestors woke up gradually. Their brains slowly shifted from deep REM sleep to light sleep, nudged awake by the dropping temperature of the morning air and the increasing light of the sun. Waking up was meant to be a transition. Today, waking up is a trauma. When that alarm screams at 6 a.m., it is literally shocking your nervous system. Your body perceives that sudden, jarring noise as a physical threat. It dumps adrenaline into your bloodstream as if a predator has just stepped into your cave. We begin almost every single day of our modern lives in a manufactured state of biological panic. Over the last century, we've been brainwashed to view the ability to jump out of bed at an ungodly hour as a sign of discipline, ambition, and moral superiority. We glorify the hustle culture of the 5 a.m. club. But in reality, the alarm clock is the ultimate symbol of our domestication. It is the brutal factory whistle of the 1800s, shrunken down, polished, and invited into our most intimate private space, our bedrooms. The alarm clock doesn't serve you, it serves the system. It is a daily, relentless reminder that your time is not actually your own. Your circadian rhythm, the most fundamental, ancient biological code written into your human DNA, has been permanently overridden by the demands of the industrial machine. You are no longer just a morning person or a night owl. You are a synchronized gear in a global economic engine, and the alarm clock is the exact tool that locks you into place. Tomorrow morning, when the peaceful darkness of your room is pierced by that familiar, dreadful sound, take a single moment before you blindly smash the snooze button. Look at that glowing screen or that ticking dial. Realize that you are holding a piece of profound history. You are looking at the tiny machine that killed the natural world and built the modern one. You are participating in a ritual that began with water clocks in ancient Greece, evolved through the pea shooters of Victorian London, and ended with the complete surrender of our biological freedom. It's just a piece of metal and plastic, but it rules your entire life. So I have to ask you, drop a comment below. What is the specific alarm sound that makes you physically cringe or triggers your fight or flight response when you hear it randomly out in public? I know everyone has that one specific ringtone that haunts them. I read every single comment and I want to know yours. And listen, if you think the alarm clock stole your freedom, just wait until you discover how a simple pair of eyeglasses single-handedly created the mode